Where were you guys living?
We were on Jackson. We were on Jackson moving around, but this was this was after Jackson had it was no longer a battalion position. It was a company. There was only a company there now, and then the Afghans that were there.
No shit.
Yeah, so
what year was that?
2013. Yeah, 2000.
Oh, okay.
When we first got there, it was 2-7, I believe, or 1-7 that was there, and then they got pulled out and they were replaced with 3-4, and 3-4 was there for like a month or so, and then the battalion main moved up to what was that hilltop fucking across the river? That big ass Shagazi or something like that, had an airstrip on top of it.
I don't know.
They moved they moved across the river. There's like a big ass mountain on the other side of the river, and that became like a company position. So, dude, we were just eating fucking one scoop of fucking slop from the hot tray and stuff.
Yeah,
so we would
Dude, I've eaten in that Fob Jackson little, because we'd be up there a bit, about once a week we'd be up there for some bullshit. Our captain meet with, coordinate with the Marines or whatever, and I'd feel bad even like eating that. I'm like, dude, they have this, like, I don't want to eat what little they do have. You know what I mean?
Living rough. Oh man, living off care packages for sure. You get super bummed. You're like, oh damn, no care package this week. Like, fuck. But my team, my team was super cool. Like, we had a lot of good personalities, a lot of good dudes on the team. Our officers had some good connections. So I know one guy knew like some group in Texas who would like once a month or maybe twice a month ship us a big ass box full of jerky. So we. Nice. And every what was really cool was everybody would get care packages, and we would always keep like one or two. And this is like from my parents. I'd keep one or two things out of it that I want, and then we had a shelf, and everybody would put all the stuff on the shelf
in the middle, right?
So everybody can share from it, And it was really cool.
That's the way. That's the way to do it.
And you bond with people like that, man. And we were kind of like you guys. You're like outsiders because we were the advisor team, so we weren't with 3-4, but we were on the FOB with them. And man, they did not like having us there. The gunny their company gunny and their first sergeant and shit. We had our own little gym. Our Lago, our logistics officer we had for our team, took a vehicle to Leatherneck and sourced somehow a bunch of workout equipment and fucking wood and shit. And we built our own gym, and we had like Connex boxes, shipping containers where you couldn't see it. And I remember being out there working out one morning. I'm just like lifting. And this, it was either the gunny or the first sergeant, I can't remember, comes over, and he's got some sergeant major that had come down to visit the FOB. And he looks at me, and I hadn't shaved yet. I'm sitting here lifting. He's like, yeah, Sergeant Major, these are the kind of guys we have to deal with. And they both just kind of look at me, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, get the fuck out of here. If you don't want to deal with us, go away. But yeah, man, Sangin's a crazy spot. It's I thought Fob Rob. Sure. I thought Fob Rob was south of Nole. Is it north of Nole?
Yeah. No, if I said no, it's south of Nole.
Okay, yeah. See, I never made it all the way. We went from Nole, we went a little bit south of Nole, all the way up. My advisor team would work from south of Nole all the way to the farthest north we went was to Pouze, if you know where that's at.
Yeah.
So there, we went out there to, we pull up there, we saw the MARSOC dudes out there just living however, very cowboyish, like, because you're in the middle of nowhere, like, who's going to say anything to them out there?
Well, and Pouze, they had that place until there was a tragedy that happened. So they had a green on blue where the team commander, the EOD tech, and the team sergeant were murdered. But prior to that happening, because we took our commandos up there a couple of times to do joint patrols with them and stuff. We get up there, and those dudes are right out in the Ville, right outside their gate, like in flip-flops, like, like, passing out candy to the kids, talking like it's cool. I'm like, what? It's chill here or what? They're like, dude, nothing. Yeah, this is all good here. They were like, we're ready to transition this place. Like we've solved it here. Like we're good. And it was real chill up there until it wasn't. You know?
That whole area is just weird, man. It fluctuates back and forth with depending on the season, how many fighters are there, who's wanting to fight. Like I don't know, but
well, that's what bummed me out being back over there as a contractor. So last time I was over there was 2017, and I'm in Kandahar. But by this point, the SOTIF was like it included the helmet. Like they had a lot less SOTIFs out there, right? And they're covering down on all this terrain. So the unit I was supporting, their Sangin was included in their kind of purview, and I'm watching like Not Ali District Center fall, Sangin District Center fall, like little one place at a time.
Yeah.
Like Taliban taking it over, and I'm like, dang, what was this all for? You know, I'm like,
yeah.
Why did we bother? Like the Taliban own Sangin now.
I remember seeing after Sangin fell, I remember seeing some YouTube video, and it showed like the bazaar, and it was just like abandoned with like tumbleweeds floating by, you know, like because they bombed it out. And
isn't that crazy? Can you?
So
I
crazy.
Can't even imagine that place not being like
that
what it was.
Place
you know?
Was so crazy to just fucking drive through, man. We got to the point where our whoever was the vehicle commander would always be like, when we were like, all right, we're coming up on the bazaar, the vehicle commander would pull his pistol out and turn towards the door and have his hand on the handle. And if I was in the back, or whoever was in the back by the back door, you're in the back with your rifle ready to go to open the door, because there'd always be kids trying to steal shit off the truck, or there'd always be something going on. So you have to be ready for the truck to slam stop. Everyone jumps out with their guns and be like, get the fuck back. And then, you know, because one time they stole I don't remember what the antenna. It was one of the antennas that you could set up on a tripod. It was like a pretty nice antenna. These dudes are like little ninjas, man. Fucking jumped in the back of a Matt V that's driving, that has the bird wire cage thing over that we had built out of Hesco. Cut through that and cut through the straps on an antenna and jumped off the truck and into the middle, you know, into the abyss of the bazaar before the gunner could stop him. And we're just like, God damn it. Like, we just lost our fucking antenna. Luckily, Sergeant Major Hassan, the Afghan Sergeant Major, was basically the mafia Don of Sangin, and he would just he took his Ford Ranger. We pulled up to the base. We're like, hey, Sergeant Major, some kid stole our antenna. He put 2 Afghan dudes in the back of his Ford Ranger. He drove out the gate and came back like 20 minutes later with the antenna bag, the antenna, and the cable.
Got it back.
Yeah, the cable was cut in half, but he got it back. And we're like, dude, how do you know all this? You know.
I couldn't believe, like, driving up there. Most of the time, if we were there for 2 or 3 hours or something would crack off, right? So Marines just getting some right from the Hescos. You know, it'd be some Cobra doing gun runs, like right down the street from Fob Jackson, and then like Marines getting medevaced out of the HLZ. It was like, I mean, this is not a like a rear area base. This is like a forward fighting position.
You're in the mix of
sure,
it, yeah.
You know?
I remember sitting outside with my buddy John Isley, who is a logistics officer, and we're sitting there, and there was like a helicopter taking off from the LZ at Jackson, and you just hear boom, boom, and they're fucking shooting RPGs, trying to shoot the helicopter down as it's taking off. It's like, Jesus, you know, like fucking someone get on the hooks and tell them they're shooting at them, and then a different time, we're all sitting there, and they had taken a moped and turned it into like a little VBID, you know, vehicle-borne IED, and drove it into the bazaar and blew it up. And we're just sitting there, and we hear boom, and it's like, holy shit, that was an IED. Like, dude, the first day we got there, that river, you know, right there by Fob Rob, there was always people trying to cross that area. I think we're always getting slayed in the river right there. The first night that we were at Jackson, we showed up. We're like, hey, what's up, advisor team? And we're taking over for, you know, we're like, you know, good luck. You guys are getting ready to go home. It's going to be awesome. They're all pumped. You know, they're like, hey, we're making steaks tonight because you guys showed up. We're like, cool. And I just remember sitting there like grilling steaks, and there's tracer fire flying over the fob. And I'm like, where the fuck are we at?
Like normal.
Yeah. And we're just like, psst, you know, like it's 10 feet above me. Like, it's fine. You know, the Hesco's protecting us. And I was just like, all right, man, this is a different place. And then, because I remember that tracer fire happened, and then someone brought in an Apache and smoked like 3 or 4 dudes. And the next day, they pulled up in a pickup truck with these bodies in the back, and they're like, hey, these are the dudes from last night. And it's like, this is going to be a different deployment than my last one.
I'm sure you did, but did you ever get a look at that hard drive they had in the CP that was like the greatest hits from all the dude, it was from their blimp or their, what do you call that thing, PGSS?
Yeah, PGSS or Aerostat.
These dudes they had like a file with all so they had, I don't know how many, probably who knows how many, just videos of like dudes getting vaporized by HIMARS, dudes getting, because, you know, they just had those cameras and they would record all these strikes.